G'day guys, welcome back. It's resin day and I'm going to do some more of the bling coasters. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. I did previously, I've done this one with the blue and the turquoise, and then I let it set, and then I came back and I put some glitter over the top, and then I put a clear coat on. So that was that one. This one's my favorite ever. This one's got like a pinky, just a very slight pink in the cream, and then it's got some rose gold and some gold glitter on top and gold edging. Love that one. And then this one I used the bigger flakes, these ones from Resin, and as you can see you get a different look from them. They're a bigger glitter. So move them out of the way. Today I'm going to go with a black pearl and a white pearl, so half, and then I'm going to come back with my glitter. And to tell you the truth, I haven't actually decided what glitter to use. First of all, I was just going to do just gold through the center because I want it to be pretty elegant and just simple, you know, understated. I'm just going to mix these as I talk to you. So I've got Resin, I've got the pearl white and the black pearl. I want them nice and opaque. Put that in there. Try and sink it to the bottom so it doesn't fly away everywhere. That's it there, pearl white. And then same with the black pearl. I didn't want to do pigment paste because I want a bit of a shimmer in them. So that's it there, black pearl. All right, now we'll mix them. So I've got my glitters here on the side. As I said, I was just going to do, first of all, I was going to use the Resin, the big glitter with the little glitter. So the little glitter on the outside and then the bigger glitter in the middle. And then I thought, it might be a little bit plain just having gold. And then I thought, well, I've got black in there. What about these holographic little glitters, shards, holographic shards with the gold. So again, the gold on the outside and then a little bit of the black in the center. I thought that would look really pretty as well. And then same with maybe black and gold and silver. So not sure yet. We'll see what these look like once I've poured them out. And then I can have a little think about what I want to do. That makes sense. But I've got all the colours there that I'm thinking about using. So I'm using, for the resin, I'm using the Platinum 360 Plus because it's a nice hard resin. It sets up really quick. It's a thin resin, so it doesn't have a lot of bubbles. I will link the company's website in my description. And there's also a 10% off coupon code if you would like to buy through there. I'll just get these mixed up. So I'm going to pour half into each of these coaster molds. These, as you can see, are my round coaster mold. This one is in my eBay store. Link is in the description. The diameter across the center there, 12 centimeters. They 6 millimeters deep, so nice depth. Same as that. Same as that. So that's them. I have mixed up, because you only need half the resin for the first layer, and then you do your bits and pieces, and then you come back with your clear coat. So I've only got 100 grams of A, because I like to weigh it, that way I know it's exact. 100 grams of A and 43 grams of B, and then I know that I'm right. And I'm just going to make sure I don't have any bits of flyaway pigment powder that may ruin the look of my piece. So make sure it's really well mixed. You mix it and then come back to it, because the little particles can float to the top if you've missed any. And wipe your stick so that they're not stuck to the stick, and scrape your cup. All right, here we go. So I'm going to pour half in just going to put my sticks down here on a bit of paper towel. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky, I guess. I'm just going to clean up as I go because I've got a new silicone mat in grey. Just got it from Amazon. Right. Let's move things out of the way. So I've only got these two little cups, obviously. So I need to make sure that I've got enough. And I just pinch that and pinch that. I have to make sure that I've got enough to do, you know, all four. So I'll start with a little bit. I do want it to be, well, you know, I guess you don't have to be too precious because you're not going to see that middle line. It's going to be covered in glitter. So yeah, you don't have to be too precious about it. I was forgetting that, wasn't I? So let's just put a stripe of each in. It's kind of like doing a kiss paw, isn't it? Where they butt up against each other. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so that's done. And now I just need to come back and put a little bit more in. That's why I didn't want to do it, you know, put too much in to begin with, because you need to have enough to go around with all of them. But not too much, because you do need to allow resin for your top coat. So you just got to put a thin little coat of these on, and you can spread it with your stick, make it go off to the edges. But when I've done them previously, I knew that I, you know, had to put that amount of resin in. 100 grams of A, 43 grams of B. And that gives me about half full. I'm just going to finish off with my cream here. And then I can just spread them to the edges. And then all we have to do is basically wait for them to cure. You don't have to wait for them to cure totally. As long as the surface is hard enough that you can brush your glitter on, you know, without it being sticky. So touch dry. If you push on it, like if you stuck your fingernail in it, it would still dent. But yeah, just hard enough that you can do your next layer on. All right, now I'm just going to push these into the sides there. This one probably hasn't got quite as much. I did my best with trying to divide them up equally. That's all you can do, is you can do your best. Like I said, you're not going to see the join. It's going to be covered in glitter. And I just thought it would be really pretty to have gold against, you know, this black and basically white, but it's a little bit off white. So okay, that's done, that's done. Yeah, I thought the gold would look really pretty against it. I mean, you could do silver, but I don't think it would stand out as much, you know, as the gold would. Trying to make a line. But, you know, resin's going to do what resin's going to do, and it moves. But hopefully we'll get that pretty, you know, the pretty patterns when the resin pulls from the outside in. You can see it happening here already. So that should cover the whole thing and look really pretty as it's done in this one. It pulls from the outside in and you get these beautiful like little line striations, and that matches really pretty with your little lines in the center. All right, that's me done for that. Let's give it a torch, get some bubbles Just giving a quick little torch over the surface. I'm not trying not to touch the sides of my silicone mold because you don't want to melt them and fuse your resin to the mold, because that happens. Like if you overheat, and it's not just, I can see here, it's not just a matter of you overheating. If you are pouring quite deep and you are not using a casting resin, if you're using an art resin or a coating resin and you pour too deep, it will set up really, really quickly. It will get really hot and it can actually fuse into your mold. Like especially if you're doing something like a pyramid and you're making it really deep. I've done that before, so I know. I'm talking from experience here. I fused my silicone mold to my resin because I poured it too deep. It got too hot and it just melted. It melted the silicone. So be aware of that. Make sure you know the difference between an art resin and a casting resin. Okay, this one's an art resin, like a top coat. It sets up really quickly. It's really hard, but because I'm only pouring it, you know, really not very deep at all, it's fine for this application. When I've poured them more deep, like I did a dome the other day, you know those domes that I do, these sorts of things, I used the same resin. You know, it's that deep. It went off in 2 hours. Like I unmolded it like 2 hours later. Just as well, it didn't actually fuse to the mold. It came out okay, but you do need to be aware. All right, now that's it. I'm going to leave this, and you can see, look, it's all coming in from the center, from the outside in. Look, it's really looking really pretty. So I'll leave that. Like I said, don't worry about your lines. We're going to have the glitter over the top like that. So you're not going to see if it's a bit off, you know, a bit skew or off center or anything. So don't worry about it. It'll look beautiful when it's done. Right. So that's it. I'll just bring it down so that you can have a look at the little striations and things that's happening. So that's my glitter. It's a holographic black. And then that's a very fine gold. And then that's the Larissy. They're more like little shards. It's a different shade of gold to this one. Anyway, I'll have to decide what I want to do there. But let's have a look at these. See how they're making that lovely pattern? Pulling from the outside in. Looking really pretty. It's almost there. Almost to the center. It should cover in all the way. All right. Okay, so I'll get myself organized with the product that I'm going to use to mix the glitters with, and I'll be back soon. Hey guys, I'm back. It's actually the next day. I ran out of time to come back and finish these yesterday. My daughter and I went to the movies. Yes, we did. We went to see the new Jungle Cruise movie. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Right, so back to it. And then, you know, by the time we got home, it was late, it was dark, we had dinner, and then I didn't feel like coming back into the studio. I just sat with the dogs and caught up on some Bachelor. Who likes watching The Bachelor? I'm a Bachelor and, you know, Survivor and that sort of show. I like those. Anyway, now I'm using this Minwax polycrylic, water-based. It's a clear gloss. It says not to shake it, just to stir it. So as you can see, it's like a milky white, but it dries nice and clear. So I like using this. It's nice and thin. I have got other products, and I looked at them this morning, and they were quite thick, and you had to let them dry overnight. And I thought, oh, I'm just gonna stick with what I know works. But I'm sure there's other products out there that you could use. Now I'm just going to take a little spoonful. Actually, maybe not so much. Like that. And like this. I am going to need more of the, actually I'll put a little bit more in this one because I'm going to need more of the gold. It's just, if you put a lot in, you know, you're going to have to put a lot of glitter in to make it sort of thick. All right, so let's move that out of the way. I won't close it up just yet in case I need some more. I'll just wipe my spoon though. And then I can put it down. All right. Now, I've decided I'm going to use this gold glitter. And I'm going to pour some in here. And that's going to be my bottom layer. And then I'm thinking that I'll go with this, just a little bit in the center, just to tie the black in. But we'll see. See what happens. I haven't quite decided yet, but I think I'm almost there, almost deciding with this one. All right, here we go. This is very, very fine glitter. I'll pour some of that in. Oh, I haven't got my stir stick. Yeah, I'm not that organised this morning. So yeah, I did put too much polyacrylic in. But that's okay. Let's add a little bit more. Let's add it slowly. Because you just want like a paste. And you're not going to know what it's going to be like until you actually start. So it's a little bit of trial and error. It sounds all gritty. Look at that. So yeah, until you actually start, I've got a little paintbrush here that I'm going to use to get my little peaks like this. Love that one. It's like one of the favourite things I've ever made. Just wondering, see it's running off. I think it's probably a little bit too thin still. So yeah, I shouldn't have put so much polyacrylic in to begin with. Add a little bit and then you add your glitter and then you can add a little bit more polyacrylic if you need to. But see, this keeps, like you can just put like some tin foil or plastic with a rubber band around it and you can keep that. It's not going to go off. It's not going to set up. So if you have made up a little bit more that you need, you can just keep it till the next time you need this. So it's sort of globbing off now. All right, let's have a little play. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some down the center. Like so. All right. So you don't need very much at all, do you? Okay, here we go. I can't actually remember if I used the brush last time or something else. Don't want it on my coaster though. So what I like to do is just start like this, up and down, just to sort of get my shape. And then if you've got a glob on your paintbrush like that, you need to wipe it off. So it's a good idea to have a piece of paper towel handy, because you want to start with a nice clean brush, and then you can just again move these. I like to do it like this, but you know, you can do each piece individually if you want to. I just think it would take way too long. And then I clean that blob off again, and then you can go again. I mean, you can, if you want to, you know, do each individual piece like this. Once you've done the majority of your sort of shaping, then you may like to get and do like individual little pieces like that. See, there's a bit blobby here. I need to sort of spread that out a little bit. But that's basically what you do. Okay, now you can see the join in the middle there, so we need to come back and put a little bit more gold in the center, because you don't want to see that line. Just a little bit. So it's a thicker gold in the middle, and then it sort of peters out a little bit thinner. And again, it depends how thick you've made your glitter mix as to, you know, how much you can see through there. But yeah, I don't want to see that line through the center. So it's just going to take me a little while now just to sort of have a little play. I'm not going to touch the middle because I want that to stay gold. But yeah, you just have to sort of pull a little bit through. You don't want them all the same. I don't think I want them all the same, like length. I like them to sort of be in and out, a little bit of interest there. But don't cover up, you know, too much of your colour. That defeats the purpose of having it there. You just want a little bit in the centre. And then if you think you've got too much, you can just sort of take some out. So if I look at this and I go, okay, that's a little bit more white there than it is black. So I might take a little bit more out like this. But look, it's just a matter of having a little play, see what you like. I'm going to come back in this way. Probably didn't need to spread that gold out quite so much. I don't like it to be too thick, like too much of that bar in the center there. So it's just going to take me a little bit of time to work out how exactly I want it. You don't have to use a little brush. You can use a toothpick if you prefer, or maybe both. If you just want some little really fine pieces, you can just pull them through with the toothpick. So maybe just combine both. Just depends on the look you want, really. I'm just trying not to get too many, you know, thick blobbies. So what I'll do is I'll do, you know, one like this, and then I'll do the others because it takes a little while. And you don't need to watch me doing all of them. I'll be here for an hour playing with that. All right, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. I think. All right, now let's mix up the next one. Now you could, if you wanted to, wait until this was dry. It actually takes quite a long time to dry. I find that I just dry it off with a hairdryer. I get a really good result. It dries quickly. So you can do that. But I'm just going to put the next layer on because I kind of want them to blend a little bit. And I think there's a bit much there, so I might just pour some of that out. And there's a little blue, something in there. Now the next glitter, this one, it's much, it's bigger, it's a bigger piece, not as fine. Be careful you don't open it over the top of your mold and get glitter everywhere. Open it off to the side in case it jumps out at you. All right, here we go. So this is the holographic glitter, so it's got lots of different colours in it. Oh, look at that, still way too much polyacrylic. But like I said earlier, you can keep it. Don't think, oh my gosh, I've wasted all that glitter. You can keep it till your next project. Surprising how much glitter you actually need to make a paste. And again, it's not going to look that good at the moment because it's gone milky white. But don't be disheartened because once it's dry, it will look amazing. It's kind of gone this bluish tone at the moment. All right, I think that's about it. It's hard to say because they're they're a thicker, bigger piece of glitter as opposed to this one. Now I just want to put a little bit on, just a tiny bit. And see, I'm still in two minds about whether to do it or not, but because this one looks just really elegant. It's got a little bit of like a rose gold in the center there with the gold. I mean, that looks amazing just as it is, but let's just see what it looks like with a little bit of black. I know it looks blue at the moment, but just remember it will change. I'm just going to put a little bit on there, not much at all. Okay, I'll just spread that. Just spread it a little bit. Okay, now let's see if we can drag a little bit of it out, just so it doesn't look too much just in one line. Like I said, it's a bit more difficult to work with because it's bigger pieces. I'd actually have to dry it and then see what it looks like before I add any more. But I only want it in the center there. I'm just kind of blending it with the gold. I don't want it to have like this stripe down the center. How's it looking so far? I hope this color choice was a good choice. Might just dry it a bit and see what it looks like. My hair dryer. I've got all these things under my table. I'm attached a power board under my bench there. I've got a shelf under the bench and then everything's plugged in. All right. I'll turn it on to low. So I'm going to just do that because it's going to take a little while, and then I'll come back to you and we'll see what it looks like before I go and do any more. Right, back soon. Okay, so this one's dry. It's touch dry. Probably will need a little bit more drying for time, but it's touch dry. Now, even though the glitter looks like black in here and it's holographic, so it's got lots of little colors and things, it's looking as if it's throwing a little bit more blue. I am wearing blue scrubs though, like navy blue scrubs, which I use for painting. Buy them on eBay. So it could just be it's reflecting that. But even though, I mean, even if it is showing a little bit of navy, I think it's really pretty. So what do you think? Anyway, I'm going to continue because I've done one and I need a set. I don't know if I want to put any more through the center or just leave it like that. Not sure. But anyway, I'm going to go and do the rest, and then I'm going to dry them, and then I'll come back to you when it's time to do the top coat. Okay. But yeah, it's looking really pretty. Okay, see you soon. Righto guys, I'm back. I did them all. Don't they look amazing? Oh, I hope they look amazing. They're all dry. I got the hairdryer out and I dried all of them. And then I had to leave them for about an hour. I had to go and do some other things. Print out all my labels for my orders that I have to send off today. So it took a little while and now I'm back. And we're going to do the clear coat. So here we go. Now I made up the same resin, Platinum 360 plus. Oh, I dripped. And I did, what did I do? I always write it down so I can tell you. 125 grams of A and 54 grams of B. This mold holds about 330 grams, which is just over 10 ounces. I always forget to do the little heart. I do. Sometimes I've done it when I've done these ones. I've done it, but I just forgot today. I'm a dill, aren't I? All right, let's give that a little bit of a torch. Let's pop some bubbles. All right. Hopefully I won't get a mean blush today. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. I'm still trying to work out what it's from. My humidity in the room is 73% at the moment. Sometimes if I over torch, like if the resin gets too hot, I get it. Sometimes when I've been having my cup sitting in hot water, I like to make it go thin. That gets it as well because it makes, you know, humidity. So it's probably not a good idea to do that actually. So yeah, but yeah, I'm still learning as to what causes it. Some resins are more prone to it than others. I find this one, sometimes I get it with this one, sometimes I don't. I got it with this one here, but I didn't get it with that one. I have to go and look back actually and see which resin I used. But yeah, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It's a bit frustrating not knowing why exactly. All right, I think that's, I just want to have a look across the top and see which ones need a little bit more. We'll use all this up. They are looking so pretty. What do you think? And I'm not going to scrape the cup either because sometimes, I don't know if that helps as well with the, you know, gives you the mean blush because maybe some of the resin that's stuck to the cup, you know, hasn't mixed properly. So I'm thinking maybe that's also part of why it does it. So I'm not going to scrape. If I was doing the, you know, the first layer, I don't mind scraping because, you know, you're not going to see that one. It's the top layer that matters. So let's not scrape. And let's torch, but very gently. And hopefully we won't get the mean blush. Let's give a very light torch. And then I'm going to come back in about 5 minutes or so. And give it another little torch. Because I don't want any bubbles in there, obviously. So I'll give it another little torch. See how that's looking, but no, it's really pretty, isn't it? There's the hair on the side. So pretty. Actually, they're looking more black now. The center looking a little bit more black, isn't it? It is. All right, I'm going to take my gloves off. I'm going to get you down so that you can have a little look at the shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. I'll turn this ring light off though, so that you can have a look at the shine without the ring light in the way. Look at that. Don't they look pretty? Almost full. I do this and I look across the top to see which ones need a little bit more. But yeah, they look really pretty. And this way as well, if you're looking, like there's a window there, so look across and see, you can see the top there. do that. Check for any hairs or anything. It's a good way of doing it. Reflection from the window. All right, so it's looking amazing. I'm really happy with it so far. And when I unmold them later on, I'm going to paint the edges in gold just to trim them off, you know, like I did with this one. It looks really pretty. I like it anyway. All right, so yeah, I'll see you soon for the next step. Good morning, good morning. It's the next day. They're nice and dry and set. What do you think? Do you like them? Or do you think it would have been better without the dark foil in the middle? I don't know. Look, I think it probably would have been really pretty either way. Still throwing a little bit of a, like a navy colour, I guess. And again, I'm wearing my painting scrub, so I don't know if it's just that. See how they're picking up all the different colours down the bottom here? Really pretty. Or maybe just a plain silver glitter in the centre. I'm really not sure, but I really like it. Actually, there's a tiny little bit of filing for me to do. I was going to get straight on and paint them with my gold pen, but I may have to just do a teensy little bit of filing. Look at that. Look at that. That's all there is. Little tiny bit. All right, let's get them all out. They're all going to be the same. You can see, like, there's no, you know, reveal on the back. That's the back anyway. But, yeah, there's no, like, you know, waiting for the reveal on the back. I think that'd look really pretty on a nice, elegant dining table, a dinner table. Getting reflections back of my camera, sorry. But you can see how I've pulled those little pieces of glitter out. Come around the other side to do this last one. I'm not leaning over in front of you. Pop out really nicely and easily. I really like them. I do. I still prefer this one, I think, to my favourite. But this one's a very close second. And what do you think? Now, tell me, do you prefer the geode edges like this on that one, or do you prefer the round ones? Or does it just depend on what you're doing? All right, I'm going to get my file out, and I'm just going to file these tiny little bits where the sort of the glitter's gone up the side a little bit. And I'll be right back. So I just use my little nail file, emery board. And I've done the others, but I'll just do this little half bit here, just so that you can see what I'm doing. So basically just doing that little lip there. And then I do the side as well of that little lip, make sure there's no sharp edges. And you can feel it if you need to take any more off. And then just get a tissue and just wipe the dust off, like so. And there we go. Still got a little bit of dust on there that I'll have to get off with a cloth, but that's it. So, let me grab my little cloth. Where is it? Oh, no, doesn't matter. I can't find it at the moment. All right, so I'm going to use my favourite Deco Colour Premium gold pen. That's it there. All right, make sure we've got no dust on. So what I'm going to do, as always, just going to run along the top edge. I like to put my pen half on and half off, like that, because I don't want too thick a line. It's having a bit of trouble focusing because it's seeing the things in the back. Let's just move those out of the way and see if that helps. Okay, so half on, half off, and you've got a little lip there to, oops, to hold on to. I should watch what I'm doing, not watch through the screen. All the way around. And you don't have to do this, you know, if you want to leave it plain, by all means, leave it plain. The only thing is if you're going to sand, because you've sanded, it leaves like a matte, sort of a dull edge, because you've sanded the shine off your resin. But, I mean, if you're happy with that, you could just leave it. But I just think, well, I'm going to put this on because I really love the gold on the edge. And also it covers up that matte edge that I've just created by sanding. And, whoops. I'm going to try and make sure that it's all even. Same sort of thickness all the way around. Just take your time. It's a little bit thicker there than it is there, so I must have had more pen on the edge on this bit here. So I'll just put a little bit more there just to balance it. Now I will do the sides as well. Making it thicker all the way around. I will do the sides as well. But look, you can see the two layers there. There's the clear and there's the white. It just takes a bit longer. So I won't do the whole thing, but this is basically what you do. Just colour in the sides. And then I think it's a good idea just to prop it up onto something so that this, because you get some gold on the back there a little bit. Just got to be careful not to put it down on your table or anything. It might smudge. So I just like to get a little cup and throw it on the floor. A little cup. Just pop it like that and let it dry there. So that's basically all I'm going to do. I'm going to do that on all of them. And I'm going to put them up on my little cups here to dry, like so. I'll do all those and I'll sit them up there. And I'll take a photo outside in the nice light, set it up for a photo shoot. And you can see the final finished product, hey? They're a lot of fun to do, and I think you get a really, really nice finish. They look very, very expensive, don't they? I think so. Very elegant. Again, it just, you know, it depends on the colours that you choose, on how it's going to look. I have got my other colours set up over there. My next lot that I want to do. I'll get them in a minute. I'll show you. Let's finish this off. Depending on what pen you use, you might have to do 2 coats. Sit there for a sec. These ones. So I'm going to do a split again, the 2 colours. I mean, you don't have to. This one looks really, really pretty. It's just one colour in the background, but I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do these 2, sapphire and blue eyes. So a navy and then a baby blue. And I'm going to team them with, oh, there's my silver glitter, silver glitter, and some blue holographic glitter. So I think they all look really pretty together. What do you think? So that'll be coming up soon. I don't know when I get a chance to do them, but that will be coming up soon. So I'm just going to finish these off. And I'll see you later. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my video. And let me know what you think of that black holographic glitter in the center. Whether you think it works, whether you think it doesn't work. Maybe you've got an idea of what other color would have been a better choice. But I just thought I'd like that. So I gave it a try. All right. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. See you real soon. Bye for now.